Hey guys, welcome back to the Spotlight here on rockstardreams.com, where we feature emerging artists in industry. Always a good conversation. Stoked to have my boys from Fairfax, VA on the line with us. His Dream of Lions. What's going on, guys?
Nothing much, dude. How you doing?
Good, good. Sunset here in San Francisco. We got a rad new band on the line. So I'm always excited to talk on music and new tunes with a band that has the potential to take off.
Oh yeah, well we appreciate you saying that. We're stoked to be here. Thank you for having us and letting us play our tunes.
Yeah, totally, man. I get a lot of emails from publicists throughout the week, and we're certainly proactive, checking out shows locally, and scoping SoundCloud and Spotify. And there's certain songs that just kind of have that punch that grab you. So I happened to get an email from Lucy, Catalyst Publicity Group, a song that just if I had to frame it, if you've ever BT one time, but I just thought aesthetically and sound wise, I was like, this song is awesome. Sounds like it came right off of that film in that soundtrack. Just love what you guys are doing there with the vocal harmonies, like you're blending new wave 80s rock with, kind of a 50s doo-wop style, elements of pop punk in there. So I'd love to kind of get your take on formulating this project and putting this band together.
Well, I mean, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. It was definitely kind of our attempt to take a bunch of these kind of disparate influences, like you said, like 80s rock and like 2000s pop punk and doo-wop and kind of like vocal oriented classic 60s music, and kind of bring it, smash it all together, and then play it like a band from 2017 would, So it was kind of our way of like reaching back into the past and taking our favorite things from the artists that we really admire and trying to do the best we could to emulate them and deliver them in kind of like a new, fresh way that still has that like hard hitting edge to it,
Very cool. Yeah, it's definitely got some punch to it. I'm not saying you guys stand on your own 2 feet. It's different. It's not like anything I've heard, as of late, which I think is the reason why a lot of people are gravitating toward that song. So we always love kind of peeling back the layers, with bands. And hey, when were you that kid picking up that guitar for the first time when you're 14? So how did this come together? Were you guys just kind of jamming, a couple guitar riffs came together and we're like, hey, let's form this band and make this happen? Or what's kind of that backstory on you guys?
I think Nick has the origin story because he kind of like called everybody up and brought us together,
Yeah, it started out of an old band that I was in with an old bass player. Really, everyone was way back, and the singer as part of the ways, and nerd of mine, and needed somebody. And I'd known Seth from playing shows with his band. It was new. He had a really good voice. Like, hey, come do this. It'll work. And it just clicked immediately. And that was in 2012. Early 2012, and then started playing shows, writing songs, member changes. Then it became His Dream of Lions in 2014, Colby, and eventually Justin. And now we're here, just continuing writing and really kind of honing in on all the influences that we have personally and finding how to fuse them in a way that really adds to the band.
Yeah.
It was always like, I loved like Jeff Beck and like guitar players, and like, and Seth was into like My Chem and Jimmy World, and we picked up some stuff along the way, like Haim and Queen, and just like it all came into this one kind of thing with so all our influences, but somehow wanted to work into a cohesive sound. I think that's kind of what it came to.
Yeah, we always kind of had like a pop sensibility, but Colby was like, he and I met in middle school and kind of like gravitated towards each other as songwriters. And you have like a huge pop sensibility, and that's like where a lot of them like I'd say 90% of like the catchy melodies that you hear on the songs are like come from this dude. And then it's like the rest of us, like I write the lyrics, but then we're all kind of like building the sound together. So like the pop sensibility definitely comes from you.
Yeah, I grew up listening to a lot of pop. I think my first concert, I'm not ashamed to say, was Backstreet Boys.
I bet you.
Yeah, so Yeah, I bring some pop elements to the table for sure. But we all grew as artists and kind of clash sounds and mash them up together. And I think that's what makes us, you know.
Very cool. Yeah, it's definitely chemistry's there. Very organic. You know, this is obviously your first. You guys got a few videos out. You've been putting out the last 2 years, but it sounds like you tried to fine tune your sound and put it all together with this first record.
Yeah, I mean, that was like, I mean, I think that's always the struggle, you know, is to like evolve from record to record, you know, in a way, because I mean, this is our fourth EP, you know, and we've only just now hit on something that is really resonating with people in a way that is pretty tangible, you know. And I think there's a lot of other factors that go into it, you know. Like now we're finally at the point where we're ready to tour and we're ready to go out there and really do it and like take on the world, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's just kind of been, you write a record and then you just hate it, and so you write a new record and then you hate that, so you write another new record. And I mean, honestly, I'm already kind of over this EP. Like, I mean, I think it's fine, but I'm like ready to move on to the next, like keep writing, you know. It's just kind of like goes with the nature of writing music.
I mean, the amount of time that we spend with this stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
we've listened to it so many thousands of times probably.
Yeah,
it's just like tracking and mixing. So I think we all feel the same way. Like we were happy with it for sure and loved what we did. But when we were already starting to write, get in the studio, work on some new material. So.
Yeah. I'm stoked that other people like it, though. I mean, that's rad. Yeah, I don't want to dig on anybody who's into the music at all. I think just like we're like ready to keep going. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, honestly, for our audience, our artists and songwriters that are listening to this right now, I mean, that's a great point there, because I think a lot of bands do get stuck on one or two good records, and you know, they don't put together those songwriting sessions and get in the studio and want to perfect their craft. And I'm glad that you guys are hungry, because I think you're onto something really cool here. And I think if you continue to write, especially with that pop sensibility, you know, good things are going to happen. And really, they already are. Whether it was intentional or not, Colby, I think you're writing for Billboard. And I know you guys landed on the Billboard Heatseeker charts the last few weeks here, which says a lot, because you know, in today's digital age, you know, there's a new song posted to YouTube every 4 seconds. And for you guys to, you know, have an EP out less than a month and land on that chart, I think that is a credit to your songwriting, your vision and passion. So hats off to you on that.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And looking forward here, you guys, you just came off tour, some really awesome bands. We were talking earlier, you know, Tonight Alive, Kyle Lucas, Silverstein, some amazing bands that toured the coast on Warped Tour and in their own headlining tours. What were some of the takeaways you guys had, you know, collabing and being on the road with some of those bands that have really gone through this process and put out a lot of records and built their fan base?
I think that the biggest thing that I realized rolling up to like the Silverstein show or the show with Slaves is, you know, like you have a lot to prove. You can't just show up and be like, oh, we're gonna get up there and we're gonna shred and it's gonna be amazing. Like all these bands it's like these big operations that to put together those big tours and stuff. And there's a lot of people and a lot of money involved, and it's like you can't really fuck it up. You know, you can't be the little guy who just like rolls up and is just like, oh yeah, what time sound check? You know, like that. I mean, that's like the biggest thing it was really just kind of humbling. You know, I hadn't felt like that since we were like on those 2 weeks of Warped Tour where, you know, it's like.
Yeah, I think we were all just happy to be there. We just didn't want to step on any toes, really. We're just, you know, play there and let them hear the other bands, you know. But
yeah,
that's what they're there for, really, ultimately.
While that is the case, it was also like the goal is still to. No one is there to see us. Like maybe some people were, but it's not our crowd.
Yeah.
Which puts us in a different mindset. Our goal then is to try and get people to connect with us. Try to connect with as many people there as possible.
Yeah.
That might not be ready to care about us. And that's the goal that we get put in on like supporting a show like that. And it's a really, really cool challenge.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's another side of it that's pretty weird. But
Yeah,
pretty
absolutely.
cool.
Well, I dig that. I think that's the right mentality to have, playing bands. Because I mean, again, you got post-hardcore, hip hop, pop. Got a lot of different things going on there. But at the end of the day, man, it comes down to great songs. Got a great song, you're going to connect. There's 5 of them on Pseudo Star. Guys, I'm going to play you a clip of "Love Me Like I'm Sick." I think you know what I'm talking about when you hear this opening half chorus. Also, stick around with us because the boys are going to play an acoustic version of this song in full. So stay tuned for that. Take a listen.
Love me like I'm sick, love me like I'm sick. Honey, I can keep the demons down for the bed. You never wanna die, I never wanna live. So love me like I'm sick, love me like I'm sick. You should know by now that I am over.
Woo! Party starter.
Hell yeah.
Party starter. Dig that. That chorus on there is rad. It's that riff too. Just like, man, that's just a feel good song right there.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of like larger than life in that one little moment. I mean, there's like 60 vocal tracks happening. It's like a 6-part harmony, and like everything's been doubled. Sorry, thank you, dude. Just
Hey, no problem, man.
sorry.
It's a good band.
It's not beer, it's sparkling water.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just like a really big anthemic kind of thing, And I know the seed for that song kind of came from, I was watching a cover of Panic at the Disco covering Carry On My Wayward Son, and I was like, this is really cool to like see, I guess, like a modern kind of like sleek pop emo singer singing like kind of like a classic sounding song,
Yeah,
And
totally.
I was like, I should just like write a chorus and like with some really like easy sounding chords under it that hits in that same kind of way. You know what I mean? I was kind of just taken by that amalgamation or that combination of, like I said, like modern band guy sings classic sounding retro rock song,
Nailed it. No, I think you did a good job, man, in that thought process and how you guys just arrange this song. I dig this. I think this one's obviously catching fire, and they're starting to pick this up. So I'm glad we could finally pin you down for this interview here.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Another good song in there, man. Probably my second favorite. Close call is probably "Killer Trip." Really dig this one. Just the melody on there, the guitar riffs. It's a cool sound. So I'm playing a little clip of this for our audience too. Guys, this is on Spotify, by the way. Again, we're talking with His Dream Alliance. You can catch hisdreamalliance.com, check out some merch, grab a bundle. Be sure to follow them on Spotify. Their EP there and everywhere. So take a listen here to Killer Trip. I love that synth. Those keys.
I had a killer trip. Loved all the mystic shit. Minus the part on the floor. My compliments to the man who ran his hand and pushing me out of the emergency exit door. Well, I'm pretty optimistic despite my recent missing. She never liked to talk about more. Everything you've done.
Definitely that 50s doo-wop influence on that one too, in that course. That was cool. Audience, I think you'll like that equally as much. So gotta listen to these records in full. Again, hang around with us. His Dream Alliance is going to be playing an acoustic song for us here shortly. So guys, what's step back out on the road? You just picked up a manager, a lot of fantastic things happening. So what can your newfound fans on rockstarjdreams.com expect from the band going forward here?
Well, we're getting close to announcing a tour probably in May. And then also we're doing a short little run in April. And then I think we're going to be doing something all summer. So we're figuring out the details, but we're pretty close to announcing a lot of dates. So we'll be taking Pseudo Star and all that stuff out on the road, and hopefully come see us. All that stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah.
We certainly got some new fans. We'll be keeping tabs on time. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hear this acoustic version of Love Me Like I'm Sick. Hang with us, guys.
Alrighty, here we go.
I gotta do my stretches.
Are we we're still coming clear on your end because you've been breaking up a little bit, but as long as we're fine.
Yep, good to go, man. We're not live, by the way. This is going to be edited, so I'll kind of cut through some of those stops there with the internet service. But so far, so good on my end.
Okay, cool. Right on.
Like I'm sick, love me like I'm sick. Only I can keep them demons down for a bit. Well, I never wanna die, I never wanna live. So love me like I'm sick, love me like I'm sick. You should know by now that I am over. Get my heart from the drawer before I burn up. When I burn up on your bedroom floor, if I could, I would. I'd end this war, but my head is a boat and your love is a storm. I hear that you ain't a fan of my soul, so now bring us to the wishing well. And tell me like I'm sick, love me like I'm sick. Only I can keep the demons down for the dead. I never wanna die, I never wanna live. So love me like I'm sick, love me like I'm sick. This river's getting rough, and you're screaming from the shore. I'll never give you up. When I think I might have swung too close to New York this time, because I'm scared for you, promised land where hearts do go but don't come back, and heaven knows that famous poison. Are you over it? Like I'm sick, love me like I'm sick. Only I can keep the demons down for a bit. Yeah, you never wanna die, I never wanna live. So love me like I'm sick. Oh, you should know by now that I am over it. I'm over it. Into the night for one more story. No one's carrying me tonight. And where'd you run away? I'll never cry or say I'm sorry. No one's carrying me tonight. Tonight, 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 tonight.
You.
I'm sick, love me like I'm sick. Only I can keep the demons down for a bit. I never wanna die, I never wanna live. So love me like I'm sick, love. You should know by now that I am over it.
I dig it. His Dream of Lions. I do believe the acoustic version is a success.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We winged that.
Well done, guys. That sounded cool, man. Dig that song.
Hell yeah, man.
Cool. But yeah, man, really dig what you guys are doing and what you're about. Certainly wish you guys the best. I think this song just continues to gain some momentum here, and it sounds like you got a good team working for you. Put it in the right hands, and yeah, good things are going to happen. Just keep staying the course.
Oh yeah, man, that's great to hear. We're just trying to kind of just stay humble and be honest with people, and try to make as many friends as we can. Like, it's awesome that you asked. We've never been asked to like play an acoustic song on any kind of interview before. So, I mean, every little thing that's been happening has been kind of just stacking up, and this is just like another opportunity that we're like really stoked about. So thank you for having us. Seriously, it's been really cool.
Yeah, you're very welcome, man. It sounded dope. So you couldn't tell that was first time playing that song acoustic, or any song for that matter, on air. So we appreciate it, guys. Nailed it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But all right, fellas, I'm gonna go ahead, stop the broadcast.